what's your favorite horror movie?
And I wish I had a like voice thing in the editing software in what do I use? In Final Cut Pro that makes me now sound like the Ghostface. But that's basically what we are going to do. Like, no, we're not playing Ghostface, but I do have the complete Ghostface Glamlite collection over here. And I will be using everything besides the red lip combo because I decided for this look, we want to call the 90s and ask them to borrow us their dark lip liner and nude lipsticks. And I'm actually really loving this. So we will head into the tutorial in a couple minutes, but let me get one thing out of the way. A lot of people said that this motherfucking palette looks like this palette. This is the Chucky palette. This is from the, I don't know, I think it was like Valentine's Day this year. And let me hold them up for you. You know, it's always very complicated. This is the Chucky, this is the Ghostface, and now tell me, where are they the same? I said it in one of my You Don't Need That Shit videos already. I get what you mean. The vibe is similar, but it's a horror movie. What do you expect? Blues and pink fluffy unicorns and cotton candy shades? It's a horror movie. It will mostly be dirty, gray, black, red. Like, that's the vibe that you get. So we are creating this look. We will be using everything, but I want to show you one more thing that's in the collection. They also brought out a lip duo, like a lip care duo. This is a lip scrub and a lip mask, but I haven't opened it yet because I do still have an open mask and lip scrub. So this will go straight into my like backup thing in the bathroom because I really want to use it. And as far as I know, this has cherry scents, I think. Yeah, black cherry lip duo. So really excited for that. The swatches for the palette will come a bit later, so not in this video, because I will do a short video of swatches with this, and then you can also expect a short video where we are going to compare this palette with the new Natasha Denona Midi Xenon, because when I'm filming this today, the Xenon has not arrived yet, but when you see it, I already have the Xenon, so keep an eye out for that, subscribe so you don't miss it, and now let's head into the tutorial. Okay, let's start the eye look with the shade Chilled Frost. And I could use this mirror, but you know what? I'll be using this mirror because this is all I ever wanted. And I think this is so clever and I love it. And it's, I mean, we could be sisters. Actually, I do look sometimes like that. This is like my typical day face. Just kidding, my typical day face is filled with tears and disappointment and, what's the other word I was looking for? Desperation. I'm tapping now into pure Ghostface. It's like a gray with a lot of purple in there. I kind of like the vibe. And I use this to deepen the crease. I mean, a big challenge would be if I would now say like, oh, let's do very neutral and a light eye look, but I don't want to. I want to do the full horror shebang eye look because I want to wear that dark lip liner with a nude lipstick. I wore it yesterday already because I tried it on Instagram. If you haven't followed me there, because there I unboxed the whole collection. And I tried that lip like in my stories, and at first I was like, what the fuck is this? How am I supposed to wear this? But the longer I had it on, by the way, I'm tapping now back into the neutral shade. What was it called? Chilled Frost, and I used this to blend out the edges a bit more. The more I wore it, like the longer I wore it, I was like, okay, I'm kind of digging this. Who am I? The 2000s want their lipstick back. Like, that's the vibe that I have from this lip combo, but actually this is exactly what we need. Let me apply some more lip oil because my lips are so freaking dry around the corners, like the lip lines. Oh, pro tip, if you don't want to spend 30 fucking euro every time on the Fenty Beauty lip oil or Fenty Skin lip oil, I don't know which line it is, the Echo Soul lip oil from the Siam or the Sam, it's a Korean brand. This is exactly the same. It actually smells the same. It's weird. I have the shade 2. And it's in Korean on the back, so I have no idea what it is, but I can read the number 2. It's actually good. I will put down the link below, and if you use my code, I think it's ELLAGRAM10 or so, you can also save some money because I got this from YesStyle and I am affiliated with YesStyle, so we can make this work for both of us now. I'm now going into Curfew Hour, and this like little imprinted mask is actually too pretty to destroy, but we have to. And I was thinking if I should go into Curfew Hour or into a vintage mask? Yeah, vintage mask, the real black. But since I started with this kind of purple leaning gray, thought let's move on. And this, as you can see, has a lot of blue and purples in it. And to be honest, the quality of these is excellent. I was blown away already by the Chucky palette. That was the first one that I got from Glamlite. I've never tried anything of their shadows before, but I heard in some reviews that they amped up the quality with Chucky or with Hershey's already. Like somewhere in the line was a cut and then they literally improved all the formulations. So I'm going back into pure Ghostface, and I use this now for diffusing the edges a bit more. It's very blue, isn't it? I have never seen in any review that I watched about this palette that this is like very, very blue. Usually I'm not like that, but I kind of like the fact that this palette has more mattes than shimmers. I'm now tapping into Ghostface Lips, which is this nice gray with sparkle throughout it. And I hope it will translate the way I think it will. Let's see. Because I want to apply this only on the outer V part. Okay, I had to switch brushes for that because with the glitter glue on the brush, this kind of got chunky. But it does exactly what I wanted. I have this dark base with a very subtle shimmer to it. I'm now tapping into Masked Mystery, and this is now probably a real shimmer. And I apply this in the center. And bringing this on top of the Ghostface Lips shade. And there is definitely some blending work I need to do for the crease. I'm now going into Mirror Gleam, and this can probably now work or destroy everything. But I apply Mirror Gleam in the center, in the inner part, like the barest part of the lid. And I also apply this on top of the lid part, like the center lid. So we have a slight gradient going on. This would also make a nice inner corner shade, but I'm planning to use something else for that. Okay, so I'm tapping into Curfew Hour again. One of those angled brushes, and I used this on the outer part of the lower lash line and connected, of course, with the top. And just on the like outer third or so. I'm going now again into Pure Ghostface. And I use this to blend out the rest of the lower lash line. And I also blend this on top and especially underneath that bluish dark shade. To be honest, I'm not really happy with how this area looks, but I don't think it's a problem with the shadow because I usually have quite a few problems blending on this eye. I don't know why. But I'm now tapping into Sharpest Knife up here. And I use this shade as inner corner highlight. And if you've watched a couple of videos from me already, you know what I'm going to say. I will also bring it on the lower lash line and a bit into the motherfucking crease. The shade is definitely more translucent than I thought. So it takes a bit of building when you want to have it in this intensity, kind of. The whole collection also has a liner. This is the Knife liner. First of all, the name, hilarious. And I barely wear liners, so maybe not a winged liner, maybe just a little bit of liner, a small line across the top. I think that's okay like that, like not a wing, just this. By the way, I swatched the liner yesterday. So in my reality, it's yesterday. In your reality, it will be the day before yesterday. And I still have this motherfucking stroke of black liner on my hand, and I scrubbed it. I used oil, like that's going to be fun to remove tonight. Kind of like how this looks, but do you know what's missing? Liner on the lower lash. But could a red be a bit too much? Could a red make me look ill? Because red is kind of a tricky liner color. Let's see what else we got. I mean, black would be super obvious, kind of. I think we do gray. Yes, let's do gray. That could work. This is the Nabla Cupid's Arrow in the shade Midnight Gray. I don't know if this is a permanent color. I got this in last year's Christmas set, and I hope Nabla is coming out with Cupid's Arrow sets this year again, because they are very, very good. Yes, that tied it together. Okay, I will now do mascara and brows, and then we will do blush and highlight. All right, contour, mascara, thug is done. Now let's head into, no, that's a highlighter. Let's head into the blush. And this blush, you guys, I mean, you probably have seen it already. This is even for me intimidating. So I have no fucking clue what to do if this is fucked up now, but we will tackle through it. By the way, I tried to use this new Refa brush as blush brush and I hate it. Like, I'm not hating the brush, I hate this as blush brush because it's way too precise and I like a more diffused look. So what else can I use this shape for? Maybe for a setting brush, I don't know. But now let's tackle that blush. I just tapped in with my brush and I was like, what the fuck, why is nothing happening? Yeah, the little sheet of plastic was kind of magnetized on it. Oh, I'm so scared. Okay, one tap. See? Enough pigment. This is enough pigment, girl. You don't need much more. Oh. Okay, keep blending. If you learn something, keep on blending, blending, blending. You just need to blend the shit out of your face. Okay. This diffused way is okay. I would actually love to see somebody pan this blush in less than 20 years. I mean, don't get me wrong. I get the color, I get the red, but like 80% saturation or like 80% pigmentation in this blush would have done it too. Okay, so now for the highlighter. This is, by the way, the only product I did not swatch in the YouTube unboxing, in the Facebook Instagram unboxing. What the fuck? I think it's kind of, I don't know. Does it really need to be swatched? Because I don't want to have glitter now on my hands. I already have glitter on my hands, so. Okay, so this is the top one. This is the bottom one. Do they have names, by the way? Sadly not. Interesting, it says only for users age 12 or up. By the way, these are two like full-size highlighters. It's 4.8 grams per pan. Okay, I hope you can see this. So the top one is the top one in the compact, and the bottom one is, yeah, therefore the bottom one. The top one, do you know what this reminds me of? This is Fenty How Many Carats. This is Unearthly Cosmetics Twilight, and much better, this is the new Chanel Pearly White highlight. Yes, I think layered they would also look fantastic since the upper one has more of a sheer base. And by the way, if you're wondering why I have here this like intense glob of highlight, it's because this is where I had my glitter glue on. Because I always apply glitter glue to the hand first and then I pick it up with a brush from my hand. I could use my mixing plate, but that would be boring. These highlighters, I've never tried Glamlite highlighters, so this is a premiere for me. Can I now finally remove this fucking liner? Oh, I really cannot decide what highlighter to use, but I think, you know, we're going with the top one. Oh, that's a lot on the brush. That's a fucking lot. Wow. Oh, do you see that? When I look straight forward, you can't tell that I'm wearing highlight, but as soon as I'm moving the hat and the light hits it, you see this sparkle heaven. I love these. I like to call them the glitches, like glitchy highlighters. One time you see them, one you don't. I just love it. Oh, wow. I'm completely over the moon for that highlight. Do you know, do you know what we're going to do? You see this inner corner? We are going to amp up that inner corner now. Probably completely unnecessary, but I want to see just how it looks. So I take a small brush and then I just on top of it. Can you tell a difference on camera? Because when I look in the mirror here, this side is now a bit, the tad is a bit lighter. So, as I said, completely unnecessary step, but it kind of, I don't know, it accentuates a bit. Do you know what I mean? It's like this little tiny bit of extra boom that I was not missing it, but I just like it. Okay, let me now finish the rest of the face, like setting spray and shit, and then we will talk about the collection. Oh no, we have lips, but I have to finish the rest of the face first. Okay, so let's now do lips, and I'm quite unsure because my lips already feel super dry. Let me just apply a tiny bit more lip oil, like not a full bang, but just a bit. So I decided to keep the darkness on the outer corners of the lips. I think that should be enough. And how cool is this lipstick? And do you know what's the best? You just click it and then it comes out. This is so dumb, but this is such a cool mechanism. I love it. And since I tried it yesterday already, you can't see the little ghost face anymore that is here on top, but all around the lipsticks are little knives. Look at it. How cute is this? The details though, the details. A lot of the darkness has gone actually. How the fuck have you done this back then? Now it looks like I have dirt in the outer corners. Okay, when I add the lip liner afterward, okay, I shouldn't talk when I do this. I mean, this is a look. And I have mascara on my finger. I kind of like it because the lipstick alone would be way too nude for me since it is, I don't know, this is a bit my skin color, maybe a bit browner, but in general this is way too light for me. But added with this dark lip liner, do you know the vibes? MAC Stone. Do you remember MAC Stone? This is what I see. And one of my favorite lip combos back then were MAC Stone. And on top, and I cannot remember the name of it. It was a Bite Beauty lipstick. One of the lightest nudes they had, and I used MAC Stone all over the lips and then the Bite Beauty one on top. That was my lip combo in 2014. Let's talk about the whole Glamlite collection. The mirror, 15 out of 10. You will see this mirror now forever in my videos because the other mirror that I was using will probably straight go to the trash bin now. This. First of all, actually, this is really a good mirror. Like in general, not only with the design, but the weight is really comfortable to hold. For me, the handle is also really nice. I can hold it with my left hand, and I kind of like this little curve here. I mean, this is supposed to look like the knife that Ghostface is using, but when I hold it, the curve is literally on the side of my hand. This is like not, of course, intended, like nobody said, oh my god, let's do it like that. So that is like, I don't know, hugging the hand, but it does, which makes it easier to hold. And even with the other hand, like I can rest the finger in this little curve. It's super duper handy. 15 out of 10. Love it. The red lip duo I only swatched in the Instagram stories, and I have to admit I like it. The red lip liner is a very dark red lip liner. I mean, I can swatch this just right here, but it's a kind of red that I really enjoy. Like, this is not an orange based red. This has a lot of blue and brown undertones that could match me and that could also look very, not only good on me, but make me feel comfortable. This one, I initially thought this is a liquid lipstick, but this is actually a red lip gloss, and it's one of those sheer glosses. I mean, this combo could be absolutely stunning, and I don't have a single red lip gloss. If you've seen my... Oh no, you haven't seen. You will see my lip declutter video in a couple weeks or so, or like 2 weeks. I don't know on which part we are currently. But there you will see that I have only 2 red lipsticks. So to add this now lip liner and sheer lip gloss to the red family, maybe turns me into a red lip girl. I don't know. I barely wear reds, so... Well, besides as blush, as you can see, or as eyeshadow. The other lip combo with the nude lipstick and the dark lip liner, I think this is a very specific combo for the 90s and the early 2000s. I mean, the first Scream movie came out in 1996, and that is This lip combo is definitely mid-90s and a bit beginning of 2000s. Like this is it. And I'm very, very surprised about the yearly, like the release rate, because Scream 1, 1969, Scream 2, 1997, Scream 3, which was the worst movie of them all, 2000s, Scream 4, which was surprisingly good with Emma Roberts, is 2011. Then we have Scream, which is actually Scream 5, so I have no idea why they called it Scream, 2022. That was okay-ish. And then we had Scream 6, which was the latest one that came out this year, and this was, it was good. It was good for the Scream franchise. It's not good for like in the whole movie, like these are low budget slasher films, like what do you expect? But they're like cult. I grew up with this, so maybe that's why I'm a bit like, I can't see anything bad about these besides Scream 3. That was the Sydney Dead Mother thing. It's like bullshit. So the knife liner, this is not a must-have in my opinion. I myself am not a liner girl. For a liner though, this is really nice. So it goes on super shiny, but it dries down super intense matte. I accidentally applied some of the liner on my lashes when I did it on my eyes, and they were like crusty now. Because this dries down super fast and very, very, I think like even waterproof. The blush. In the same moment that I like it, is the same moment that I don't like it. Because first of all, a red blush, very fitting. Very, very fitting. Like blood all over the face. But I think it's a bit too pigmented to be used on the face. That is, I don't know. I have kind of a weird feeling towards that because I have to be so fucking careful. And I still don't like this side of my face. I mean, on this side, I was a bit more careful and I can cover it with hair. But this side is very exposed with my like hairstyle, and I see how somebody who's as pale as me or even paler or just a couple shades darker might be very disappointed in the blush because it is so pigmented. I mean, the owners of Glamlite are they more than one owner, but they're like black women, so I see how this color on a tan or a dark skin tone in general, this is looking delicious, I'm sure. But us milk girls, we definitely need to have a very, 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 very careful hand and the fluffiest brush that you can find, so you have a very diffused application. I will use it, of course, but it will not be my favorite color, even though I like it in general. The highlighter dude though, and I don't even have applied this one, but I mean from the swatches you've seen it, it's super intense, but this is absolutely stunning. I love it. And this type of highlighter with the glitter, I mean, you have heard me describing this now before. It's like sun hitting snow. This is the vibe that I have. And when you apply it though, the glitter kind of distributes and you're ending up with this duochrome purple on top of the red blush. Oh, just absolutely amazeballs. Now the star of the collection is probably the eyeshadow palette, and I have to say I'm fairly surprised with this because first of all, I kind of did not expect to be blue. Like this eye look is not what I had in mind, but I was kind of on that way, so I couldn't stop at that point when I started to apply the curfew hour shade. The quality is absolutely excellent. If you have also Chucky and you know the quality from the Chucky palette, you will definitely like that if you like Chucky, because it's literally the same. I am very surprised on those shades, like the Ghostface Lips is so beautiful. Usually with shades like that, you get like glitter bukkake all over. But this, I had a bit of a fallout, but that was mainly because I tried to apply a shade like this with a glitter glue, and that does not work since the base is not the same as with a real metallic. This has a matte powder base with some like glitters throughout it. So no glitter glue needed for that, but for the other shades that I applied, I used glitter glue and that went on like a bother dream. Unfortunately, I don't have the Natasha Denona Midi Xenon right now as I'm filming it because this will arrive at my house tomorrow. So when you see the video, I already have the Natasha Denona palette, and I will do a comparison maybe as a short video or so. So if you want to see like which one to get, either this one, because it's also a 15 pan gray palette. Is this a palette I would gravitate to in the mornings and be like, oh, let's do a gray eye look? Probably not all the time, maybe once or twice a year, but it's a nice companion palette. And that's the same vibe that I have with the Natasha Denona Midi Xenon. And in one of my You Don't Need That Shit videos, I even said that if I am looking for a gray companion palette, the black companion palette, I think this one is the better choice. But I'm a clown, so I ordered the Natasha Denona one because I'm also very curious, and her swatches, it's always her swatches that get me. When the palette, like the images are there, no, I'm not talking leaks, I'm talking the professional images, I always have the same thing. I feel, okay, this looks really good, but I don't need that. And then she does her live swatches, and I'm like, where can I pay, please? Do you have PayPal? Her swatches always get me. And I'm very curious to see how these two palettes kind of compare, because since they released around the same time and are accessible for all over the world, because if you don't want to order Glamlite on the American Glamlite website, you can also order them in Europe through the website Monolith Shop. They are a bit more expensive on Monolith Shop, but you also don't have the problem with like duties or like high shipping costs, even though when you order from Europe and Glamlite, the duties, taxes and shit, they are already paid by the checkout. So you don't have to pay them when the package arrives. Overall, I'm very happy. I am eyeing kind of the Jason palette, the Friday the 13th, but not from Glamlite. Maybe when it's on Monolith Shop, but also maybe not, because I feel like it's the same vibe as Ghostface, besides the fact that instead of the blues that are going on there, we have the greens, like the jacket that he's wearing. I have so many dirty green palettes. This might be very redundant in my collection, but there's also coming a Freddy Krueger palette. Chances are high that this might be better than the Ghostface one, better than the Chucky one. We will see. But now, it's your turn. Tell me, did you buy the palette? How do you feel about the palette? Do you like the eye look? Is it too much? Do you like the 90s lip? I don't know. Let me check myself in the mirror, and I also want to show it once more. I like it. I like this dark lip line. Oh, shoot. Oh, the 90s called. They want to have the lip combo back. As always, don't forget to check out the info box. I put the link of the lip oil down below, so you can also try this out and tell me if this is a dupe in your opinion. I think it is like the same texture, but that's not the topic of the video. So I put the links down below, also Instagram and TikTok and shit, and where you can buy me slices of pizza, because I'm a poor shit. But to be honest, the biggest support that you can give me is not donating money, it's subscribing, so that I can reach more people, and then we can grow as a big family here over on YouTube and also on Instagram, on TikTok. So thank you, and I will see you in the next one.